Welcome to the first in-person and virtual R Meetup since 2 years. So welcome, thank you everyone for being here in person. I'm very excited to have this. Hope everyone in the audience virtually can hear this as well. I think we are going, this stream's working out. All right, great. So we're gonna have our speaker come up in just a few moments, just a few of the normal announcements I always make. First up is always jobs. We've been virtual for 2 years. We haven't been able to announce jobs from the stage, but who has a job here? I think you had a job. Why don't you come up here, and I will loan you the microphone awkwardly, and you can tell us what the jobs are. Now, you can't go too far from me, because there's, actually, hold on, no, you can have this.
Oh, cool, thank you. Hark, I hear the cannons roar. My name is Ben Carlson. I'm a senior software development engineer in test, which is a mouthful, at a company called DV01. We're a securitizations reporting financial technology startup. We're hiring for 3 positions that are looking for our experience. These are all fully remote positions. We don't offer visa sponsorship, but we'll hire people in any location. We also have an optional office in New York, but there's absolutely no requirement or pressure for people to come in. The roles are a integrations data analyst and 2 data engineers. Of these roles, the integrations data analyst is most appropriate for someone who only has R experience. The other roles also require experience with additional languages. The company is fantastic. We have a lot of really great benefits. It's a tremendous corporate culture. I've worked there for 4 years and I've been very satisfied. And we're doing some really interesting work in the securitization space. If you have additional questions, please reach out to me directly. My email is ben@dv01.co. That's ben@dv01.co. And you can also see the job postings, which I've put in the Slack channel. Thank you.
Anyone have job postings while we have the mic passing around? All right, great. Thank you. Let me just get this mic back on me. And folks, my company, Widyr Analytics, we're hiring. We're hiring for an account executive, for like a Linux administrator, a Linux engineer, whatever you want to call it, a data scientist, a Shiny dev, all sorts of roles. We're a small company, so every role is a hybrid role. You get to do a lot of different stuff. If you want to learn more, widyr.com/careers, or just find me anywhere on Twitter, LinkedIn, Slack, anywhere you can find me, or on Meetup. So I'm incredibly excited to be back in person, and I hope everyone virtually you're excited to be here too. So we're going to have a great talk. But one of the things I'm most excited about being back in person is pizza. We get to actually have pizza together now. Yes, so everyone sees here, this is the upside down slice from New York Pizza Suprema. We always like to do the bottom check, right, to check the cheese lock and how it's baked. You see, this was baked in a pan, an oiled pan before it was baked in a gas oven. It has been here for a while, but it has great cheese lock because the cheese is actually underneath the sauce. It's an upside down slice, so it sticks really well. So those of you who've been coming for a long time might remember we have a poll about pizza. So those of you that are here in person, you can all take out your phones and go to bit.ly/pizza poll. That's all lowercase, not camel case, bit.ly/pizza poll, and rank the pizza. Tell me how it is. You'll see we've been collecting this data for years. There was a 2-year gap because we weren't in person, but now that we are, we get to start voting again. And if you go to nyhackr.org and click on the pizza link, you can actually see a visualization built by Joe Marlowe showing all the data we've been collecting over the years. And yes, it updates live. As people are voting right now, that graph should be getting updated. Actually, it might not be getting updated, but the data gets updated live. So, it's a really cool experience. So, it does. So, everyone enjoy that. Folks in the audience, hope you all enjoyed the pizza. Folks at home, let us know where you're getting pizza from or other lesser foods. Let me know where it's from. If you have pasta, empanadas, tacos, anything, egg rolls, whatever you might have. So that's the pizza. Hope everyone's enjoying that. And folks coming to us from home, you're on the YouTube channel now. There is a chat functionality. So if you want to ask questions, you want to participate, you want to tell us where you're eating, where you're from, what you're eating, if you have questions, ask it either in the YouTube channel or in our Slack. If you don't want to ask it on the YouTube channel, go to nyhackr.slack.com. Actually, it'd be better off going to nyhackr.org and click on the Slack link. And there's a link there. You can join the Slack team. Once you're in there, go to monthly meetup chats. That's monthly-meetup-chat. And you can ask questions there of the speaker. At the end of the talk, The audience here in person can ask questions, and anyone who asks questions virtually, I will relay those questions to our speaker. So if you have questions, either comment on YouTube or a Meetup. I'm going to pull out my list just to make sure I don't forget anything. It's been a long time since we've done this. So we're very excited to be back here in person, as I said repeatedly, because I am really, really excited to see people's faces. Next week is our big annual conference, the New York R Conference. If you want to learn more, you can go to rstats.ai/NYR, or just rstats.ai works. And there you can see our speaker lineup. You can see our workshops. We have workshops on Wednesday. They are mostly full, but there might be like 1 or 2 slots left. And we have the conference Thursday and Friday. So if you'd like to join, since you're part of this meetup right now, you could use code nyhackr30 for a 30% discount. That'll give you 30% discount off both conference and workshop tickets. And for those people attending, virtually and in person, we're going to do a ticket giveaway. After the talk is done, we're going to randomly choose a name. The people here in person, we'll just throw it at you, right? The people virtual, if you want to win a ticket, since we don't know actually who is actually watching right now, go into the YouTube comments section and give us your name. Or go into the Slack channel and give us your name. If you give us your name either in Slack or on YouTube, you have a chance of winning a ticket. Again, and the ticket's good for either in person or virtual next week. So you have choices next week. If you're coming to us from far away, you could attend the conference from far away. We are very excited to have that in person as well, but it'll be nice. It's an in-person and virtual. And over the past 2 years, we've gotten really good at doing the virtual, and we're hoping that we remember how to do the in-person. It's a little rusty from now. So, a lot to cover today. We're back in person here. We're virtual now, and forever, we'll always be from now on both virtual and in person. We finally got that working out well. For a while before the pandemic, we had some audio issues, but not anymore. We got those fixed. We're really, really, really excited about that. All right. So with that, we talked about jobs, we talked about the meetup. We have a meetup next month in July. We'll give you more details later after the conference. We have conference giveaways. We have conference discount codes. We have where to ask questions in both YouTube and in Slack. So that's everything, right? Covered everything? Oh yeah, there's an art auction, and I don't have it on the screen. If you go to rstats.ai/auction, did I get that address right? /auction, you'll see there's an art auction. It's a silent auction done online, and this is for the conference. The auction is open from now until June 10th around 2 p.m. New York time. We have 5 pieces that were donated, and all the money that is raised through the auction will be donated to the R Foundation. So you're going to get cool R-based artwork, and the money you spend will go to the R Foundation to help keep R going. So it's a win-win-win. So go ahead, check out rstats.ai/auction to check out our R auction. That was a little almost too much of a pun, but we survived, right? So check that out. The proceeds go to a very good cause I think we can all get behind. And remember, folks, both this meetup and the conference, they are both R and friends. For the past 13 years of the meetup and the past 7 years of the conference, we've had R, we've had Python, Julia, Go, SQL, Stan, C++, all these different languages, as long as they're open source and about data. So with that, I am very excited to bring on our first both in-person and virtual speaker who's spoken both at the meetup repeatedly and at the conference repeatedly, and always puts on a good show. Please welcome David Robinson to the stage. I'll trade you.
Thanks so much, Jared, for the opportunity. Really excited to be here. So if you're wondering what I'm going to talk about today, so am I. The trick today is that I don't know what data set we're going to be analyzing or what interactive application we're going to be creating. I asked a friend, Michael Chow, who works at our studio, to pick a data set for me that he thought might make a fun interactive application. And he sent it to me. We're going to open it together. And then I'm going to set an alarm for 1 hour. And in 1 hour, we're going to see what kind of interactive application we can make with the R Shiny platform. So I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to open the data before I start the timer. So we're going to, but all right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, so D-Rob, don't look at this until the event. Title and go get them. And the link is this, and it looks like it's from Tidy Tuesday, and it must be one that I haven't Daniel. All right, we are going to be analyzing dog breeds today. So we're going to be looking at information, dog breeds, data from the American Kennel Club, breed traits, trait description, breed rank all, and I'm going to read in, it looks like we have 3 data sets. I am going to, let's see, start the clock for 1 hour. So first thing I'm going to do is just process the data in an R file before we open up Shiny. And let's see. Tidyverse, I'm going to load up, I don't need to load Shiny. A few other things. I'm going to set our theme light. And Jared already mentioned encouraging interactivity. I definitely second that. I'd be really excited to see what if people are curious about things, if they've got, I wouldn't go for questions about the code itself, but especially questions about like, could you do this? Could we do this? Could we graph it this way? I'm very excited about that kind of idea. So let's look at the tables we have. First thing I noticed about breed traits is that it's not tidy. So I'm going to immediately apply a gather to it, where I'll say gather into metric, value, everything except for breed. And now we've got breed, metric, and value. OK, so that, I'm actually going to explore that just a little bit more. We'll say group by metric, summarize, group by breed and metric, summarize the average is the mean of the value, and we'll say, and I'll do NARM equals true. Let's see, something's getting an error somewhere. Argument is not, okay, value must include some non-numeric characters. Okay, let's take a look at the data, and what did it look like originally? One of these must have not been a number. Let's see, and here we go. Code type, code length. So there's 3 columns that I'm going to be removing, which is code type, code length. What's that? I could, but no. But then it would be these aren't categorical. The question is, could I coerce to a factor? I can't take I don't want to take an average of double versus smooth because they're not ordinal. So here I could still say, yeah, I've got the breed, I'm gonna just keep the data raw and then have because I realize having these separate is a little bit awkward. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna do breed traits gathered. And no, I'm gonna keep it separate. Okay, so the breed the negative. Let's see, did I forget? I forgot this. All right. So what do I want to find out from this table? Well, I mentioned before I wanted to find out, let's say, averages across each breed, and then how many metrics does it have. It's grouped just by breed. Here we are. So now we can say something like, okay, across everything, who's the top dog? What are the top dog breeds? And we have a couple options. But like across everything isn't really that. Here I've got 195 breeds, and I've got how many traits do I have? And that's really what I call it rather than trait, than metric. I should call it trait.
And some of these traits are positive and some are negative, right?
Oh boy, yeah. Then let's see. Count trait. We have 14 traits, and shedding level is negative, drooling level is probably negative, barking level is negative. Yeah. So we got our levels, we got everything. Okay, what I can see is like we have a lot of data here, but it's not necessarily well suited for aggregation, and that might be why Michael picked it as a good data set for here. I'm going to put this into its own folder, open stats meetup, and here I'm just going to call this like prep for data cleaning, and we're going to get, let's see, yeah. What's great about this data is I might want to like analyze. I might want to look at it by a particular dog breed. Who here owns a dog? Anybody? 0 people? Okay. Well, my parents have a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. Let's see if that's in the, we're going to find out if that's in the data. The point is that we might have particular data set, like we might have particular dog breeds that we're interested in, others that we're less interested in. So it's a really good opportunity for an interactive application. So we're going to create a Shiny application. We're going to call it dog breeds. And we are going to create, the first trick I always do with these is I start by creating a single plot that is fixed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this breed traits, and I'm going to pick just a couple of dogs for it. I'm going to say, we say filter for breed is one of, let's say, beagles, poodles, bulldogs. And I'm going to filter only for a few traits. Does anyone have traits they're particularly interested in looking at? I've actually got an idea, which is what if we did only the ones that are level, like drooling level, playfulness level, adaptability level, etc. I think this is going to be kind of cute to look at these numerically. And then if I put these on a plot, I probably would do something like, let's see, Boogles, let me add one more. What do I do? Retrievers, Rottweilers. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll probably put the value on the x-axis, the breed on the y-axis. I am tired of breed being uppercase, so I'm going to breed equals breed. I'm going to do a rename and make this a geom call, faceted wrap by trait. First, I want to see, is this a good visualization? It's pretty good. I don't mind having, I don't love that we have like 7 graphs here, but I think it's kind of interesting. One thing I might do is make it, rather than alphabetical, I might order the traits based on, let's see, or maybe order the dogs. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to say order the breed is FCT reorder. Which breed has the highest level? As I mentioned, it's not perfect in terms of like some are positive, some are negative, this negative, but it's a pretty reasonable kind of reordering. No, this is not, I meant value. Here we go. And yeah, so now we can kind of see bulldogs have the lowest level on average, it looks like. And poodles are the highest level across. Poodles highly trainable. Bulldogs not, beagles not so much. Poodles don't shed. Well, poodles seem pretty great. So the and though now that I'm looking at it, barking level low for Rottweilers, is that maybe we can look up like does level mean barking level meaning like they maybe low is better, they bark less. We'll take a look at it. Isn't maybe what I expected. But we were promised to shine an interactive application, and we've already spent 7 minutes on this prep. So what I'm going to do is imagine I actually just ran this by itself. Nope. Imagine I did. Hold on. Oh yeah, sidebar panel. Make an empty sidebar panel. Now I just create it, but that's no good. What do we want here in the selector? What I probably want is a couple of selectize inputs. Selectize inputs let us choose one or more breeds, so I can one or more like of a categorical variable. So I'm going to pick the breed and say breed. The labels breed. Your choices are unique breed traits breed. And I'm going to still have some defaults. It's good. It's always good to have defaults in one like this. I'm going to say selected equals this subset. And the key is then I'm going to change this breed instead of now this data is going to be fed in. It's going to actually say breed in. Syntax. Yep. I use parentheses. Here we go. So now I've got. I can pick one breed at a time. That's not what I wanted. I want multiple. So say multi equals true. Make the screen a little wider. Here we go. And now I can pick, anyone got other dogs they're interested in? Here's what dachshund. My brother has a dachshund. Anyone else? Samoyed. Yep, there it is. All right, and what about a cavalier? This is one thing I love about the autocomplete. This is the little autocomplete, Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. That's what my mother has. What does my sister have? There's a word for, it's a Bernedoodle, I think, but we don't have that, so we'll put in the Saint Bernards. All right, so here now we've got a graph. We can pick the breeds, and it always shows it on the same particular levels that we're comparing it. So already we've created an interactive application. What else might we want to be interactive here? Ideas? We're 9.5 minutes in. Our first interactive app. What else could be interactive? Hey, how about the traits? I picked those like right off the bat, but we could have a lot of different traits here. There's a trick that I like for this, which is that notice I've got this one of these select as inputs. It's a pretty common pattern that I want to say something like select a unique item out of this table. So I'm going to just say data and column, and I'm going to just make a let's do ... And I'm actually just going to say it's always unique data call, and then we'll do multi-true vfixed. I'm pulling this, it's just a tiny little like function to split this out, where I'm just going to say, okay, we take this and label equals breeds, and selected equals these. And the key is that now I can do this with minimal repeated code. I can do the same thing for traits. And maybe I'll pick a different set. I'll do something like what kind of traits were there in the data? There was breed traits. What do I care about? Well, I have 2 kids, so I want affectionate with family and good with young children. I don't need it to be good with dogs. And I'm setting defaults right now. Other people can set other things, but this is my application, so I'm going to pick the things that I find appealing. I care a lot about shedding level. And yeah, that I don't care about the trainability. You know, these seem like a good 4 ones to start with. It's often good to start with something like 4. And I neglected to pass this. All right, I need to say breed traits, breed. And here I say breed traits trait. There's ways that can be extended, that kind of pattern can be extended, but the key is that I'm finding common patterns that, oh, and this hasn't been hooked up to the back end yet. So to hook up to the back end, I'm going to put in another filter and say trait in input trait. Here we go. I can drop playfulness level, and what do people care about if they were picking a dog? You had to pick a dog tomorrow. What do you care about? Drooling, that does make sense. Anything else? And well, the comments, I guess, are on a delay, but yeah, mental stimulation needs, you don't want to have to deal with it. I have a cat, and a cat is about the right level of stimulation I want. And, you know, adaptability level. I live in an apartment. Hope it's adaptable. So yeah, we can add them, we can remove them. Let's do a bit of testing here. What happens if I remove all traits? That's no good. The way that I can fix that is say require input trait. This REQ trick says now if I drop all the traits, it just is blank. It's not going to like give an ugly error message or anything like that. Cool. So we've now got this tool that can explore 2 dimensions of this data. And again, it's really handy because they're not. The dimensions of this data, they're not natural. It's not natural to aggregate them, and that's when interactivity really comes into play. It's not natural when it's not natural to just take all this data and collect it up into a summary. So I'm going to do just a little bit of cleaning up. I'm going to say I don't think we need a X or Y axis at all, and I also wonder, do we have any caption like information, trait information from wide format? No, it's not oh, let's see. You know, I don't really, I'm not seeing a lot of data that needs to be like carried along. Oh, except I've got this trait long description. Oh, okay, we're gonna bring this in for sure. For starters, I'm just gonna reload this, and yeah, okay. Like I said, I don't feel like I need an X or Y axis, but I might be interested in the trait descriptions. So, what the yeah, let's take a look at the second table then in our prep, which is the trait description. We have 1 row for each trait. I like that it has a I like that it has a description. I like that we can actually join this in. I'm going to turn the columns lowercase. There's a function janitor clean names that I tend to use for that. And other than that, I'm going to say, let's see, notice each of them has like low to high. Oh, and this can actually tell us things like what I was wondering about before, about the drooling or about the barking. Does high level mean more barking? Only to alert, very vocal. All right, so yeah, this is pretty handy. Why do I think this is handy? Because this information that might be useful when you're looking at a set of traits. And how are we going to display it to the user? Well, here's an idea. What if under this, let's see, where'd my, what if underneath here we actually had a table that would tell us like what a description of what each of these mean? I think that might be kind of handy. So what I'm going to do is create another output called description, output trait descriptions. And this one will be a render table. And I'll take the breed traits. Oh, it will also require a trait, the trait column. And I'll say filter for same thing the other one filters for. And actually, let's just select the trait and the description. Didn't work. Oh, because I didn't put it into the UI. So now let's go up to the UI and say we've got a plot out. Oh, nope, I'm going to put it in the sidebar, because why not? I'll put a plot, what is it, a table, output, and then what did I call it? I called it trait descriptions. Let's see. It didn't love that. I wonder if it didn't. I wonder if it doesn't like putting an output in the sidebar. Let's see what happens if I put it over here. Nope. Something's oh, there it is. Description doesn't exist. What did this call it? It was called trait description. I think it was called description. Oh boy, I didn't even. Yeah. Yep. I did not even. Here we go. Look at that. Now I've got like a description of the trait in here. You know, I was thinking of putting it in here, but I kind of like it down here because it looks like a lot of text. And yeah, there's kind of giving information about each of these. Giving an alphabetical order, which is the same order as we have above. Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like this. This is an output. What could I do to maybe make it a little less ugly? Well, think about what can I put this in some kind of box? I think I can do something like, let's see, put the output in a Can you do subtitles in table outputs? Oh, a subtitle in here. Oh, I think that's going to be long. I don't know. I think that might be crowded. What I was thinking of putting in here is this 1 to 5. We say, what does a 1 mean? What does a 5 mean? Like if I can fit that in the plot, that might be pretty nifty. But yeah, I was going to start with the table, and I think there's a thing I could do. I can say create a box. It's actually been a little bit of time. Shiny. Oh no, that's in what do you call it? That's in. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna forget I forget how I might make this a little bit prettier, but you know, it works for me now. And there's other things that we can organize. Here we go. Oops. Yep. Let's do that. What do we say we do that 1 to 5 thing? So now I've got this the traits, my graph, the descriptions. Let's try getting the into here. What does a 1 mean? What does a 5 mean? I'm kind of visualizing a world where we have something like the sideways text at 1 and sideways text at 5 that says here's what each of these traits mean. So let's try creating that in the trait plot. So what I do in these situations is sometimes I'll create a fake input where I'll just say the breed is going to be, I don't know, beagles, and the trait is going to be loyalty. Was loyalty even 1? I'll say barking level. And now I can run this just to take a quick look at it. Now the key is that I can actually now do a level that says geom text AES label equals, and what was it called? It was called trait 1, and put it at a x of 1. And the key is give it a different data set. So say data equals trait description. No, it's and a y of 1 as well. OK. Comma. Oops. Let me test it first. I need, let me see, what is it? I thought input was smaller than this. So I'm trying out like this. I just want to graph these two. Oh, I wanted this filter, this trait description. Filter trait is an input trait. Here, so now actually what I've got is like a, I've got some text on it. It doesn't look great, but I can just rotate it, and I don't remember how. Does anyone know how to rotate text 90 degrees in a plot? I need annotate, yeah. If I said angle equals 90, do we think that works? We're going to find out. Yeah, that seems to work. But actually, I probably want to spin it around and put it 270. I think that looks a little bit better. And then I'm going to put it in the color, make the color be, I don't know, and yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it at however many breeds there are, unique input breed, divided by 2, and I meant n distinct breed. And now I'm just trying to get this text. There we go. It's like, you know, it doesn't look absolutely incredible, but what might make it look a little better is I change this to a geom label, which puts a little box around it. Oh, it does, but it doesn't care for the angle. I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm going to leave it as it is. Geom text, and and then I just need to also have the it's a lot of copy paste I'm about to do, but also have this at 5. We could pull it. We could pull it out. Where oh, and it'll be trait 5. Could pull it out in a function. You know, it's like only when you want to be nonstop. You know, how do people? I don't love it. I don't know. It was an idea. It was an idea that I spent. What did I spend about 6 minutes on this idea? I'm not crazy about it. I'm going to hold on to it just in case. But the key is that that would be a way we could try bringing this in. I think there are I think there are other ways we could. I'm just going to put this at the end of the file, comment it out, and all right. And so yeah. So right now what we have is our breeds, traits, etc. Any ideas for what we could do next? What's that? Yeah, I think you're right. I think it should. Let's do, here we go. I can say x, so it's geom call is supposed to start at 0, but we can, I think you're right, and we should do xlim 1 to 5, because 1 is, oops, it doesn't like that one bit. So what I'll actually do is coord Cartesian and say, xlim equals, so coord Cartesian means cut off even if something goes beyond the edge of it. Yeah, so this is a little bit more like it. I like this. That actually probably would have even made the text look better, but I'm still not going to put it back. All right, this is us looking at breeds and traits at the same time. What do we say we go to the other data set? See where the other one is, yeah? Cool. We had the other one was breed rank all. Oop. I already used trait description and the traits data. So these are, oh, look at this. This is by year. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather the everything except, I'm going to gather everything except for breed and links and image. Oh, great, there's going to be images. Okay, so that's the thing we can do. I'm going to gather these into year and value, or rank, really. I'm also, now notice year is going to be like 2013. It's going to be text, not an actual year, so I need a little bit more cleaning. I'm going to do parse number. We'll pull out whatever numbers in the year column, and now we got the year back, and we've got breed, we've got rank. What years is it over? It looked like 2013 to 19. So yeah, no, to 2020. All right, so that could make a good bar plot. We could start, a line plot. We could start asking for something like filter for breed is poodles. And I am going to do, after the gather janitor, clean names, turn it lowercase. And now I've got my poodles. We could do something like, OK, let's plot the rank by year. What is it, like, yeah, best dog? Who says? That feels unfair. And we've got our rank just the poodles. So this tells me we can create a plot over time. And that something that's important about that is that it's going to be totally different from everything we've been looking at so far. It's not going to be, it's going to be we could create a whole new application. What I'd rather do is create tabs. Is we say, let's have a tab set here. We can have one tab for by trait and one for over time. I think it's going to be a way we can create interactive visualization with this. Sound good to folks? Cool. So.
There's some virtual requests you want me to relay them.
Oh yeah, let's actually. This is yeah. I'd love to hear any requests, and then we'll vote on them or something. Yeah. I'm gonna repeat. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat the requests that we're hearing.
One is rank dogs based on traits. Wait, rank dogs on user selected trait levels.
So like the best dogs by each trait. Oh right, I like this. Sorry. The suggestion was rank dogs based on user selected traits.
Yep.
So like best dogs in trait. Great. What else we got?
Another one was a pop-up when you hover over a facet panel title. Like so when you hover the title and pop up.
A tooltip.
Yep. And then another one, when you're ready,
Yeah.
a quick series of rankings.
Time series of rankings. Yeah. So that was the one that I was planning on doing. I'll tell you something, I don't know how to do this, so we could find out together, but I'd love to end with that. The tooltip so the idea was a tooltip when hovering over facet title with description. I love it, and I want to wait on it because I need to learn how to do that. These two I know how to do. I'd love to start with time series because it's a new kind of visualization, but I think we can do both of these in two different tabs, like have a tab for over time and have a tab for best breeds. Sound good? All right. So what we're going to do is change up our setup a little bit so that I'm going to keep the same sidebar panel. We're just going to come back later, I think, because some of these inputs are relevant for some panels and others aren't. What I'm going to do is a tab set panel here. There we go. And here I've got a tab. So then the tab set panel has. I'm also remembering does what is the it's first argument. No, I'm wrong. It's tab. I'm quickly reminding myself. Tab panel has a yep. Okay. So first we're going to have by breed trait explorer was that first one that we were trying out, and it's a plot output of just the actually no, it was a combination of the. It was two things. It was the plot output of the trait plot, and it was a table output of the trait descriptions. Which I'm going to come back to whether we want to share some of this logic between the tabs. But the second is we're going to do over time. I'm going to put this as the leftmost panel for now, not because we want to keep it there, because it'll be better for debugging. And we'll say over time plot, and I'm going to create an yes, we got time and over time plot. All right, so I've got trait description is trait plot. I'm going to set up a new one that is output over time plot, render plot, and it's going to. This one's going to be the what do we call? We called it the breed rank all. It was called breed rank all. I'm going to clean this up and give it a new name, which is rank over time. This is the table that I wanted to work with. Yeah. We do the cleaning in advance, so that here I can do rank over time, and I apply a similar filter to what we did before. We'll just say filter breed in input breed, and then plot the year rank geom line. I'm going to expand limits to be the rank should always include 1. Sorry, that is the y-axis should always include 1. I'm also going to say well, I'll show what this looks like for one dog is. Now, it looks like they're getting better, but this beagle is actually getting worse because the rank's getting higher. So no good. I actually want to say scale y reverse, and now we've flipped it. So we can say, okay, this used to be in the 4th place, now it's going backward. I think there's a name for this, which is called a subway plot, and we're going to see why once we add a couple of breeds. In a subway plot, it's customary to add points. And oh boy, wow, this messed up good. Look at how this looks. So the plot looks fine, but the ranks look funky. The it kind of spread out from here. What happened over? Oh boy, yep. What did I do? I put tab panel, tab set panel. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, because I put it in the sidebar. So the challenge that I did is I never put in a sidebar layout, main panel. Here we go. So now I've got over time, and we can see, okay, beagles, bulldogs, poodles, Rottweilers. Notice that they're not exactly in appropriate order. So that's something I might want to do in advance. Is let's reorder the in my rank over time. Let's do breed equals FCT reorder breed by rank. Oops. And I'll do it by the average. So see now, bulldogs, beagles, poodles, Rottweilers, it lines up. It's a little bit easier to read. Something else what else could I do with this? Well, I don't like that it's so let's just test this out. If I try adding a couple of dogs, it's a lot of dogs. So some breeds don't pop up. Okay, that's super interesting. Is some breeds are in one data set but not the other one. We're going to fix that, and that's actually fun because it's going to be a little bit it's going to be a little bit fancier how we have to fix that one. But so I'm going to add that as another node of to do is reactive sidebar panel based on number of breeds. Sorry, based on tab selected. All right. But yeah, other than that, what would people do to make this look better? Yeah, I gotta say, like, I'm not I think we can get rid of the X and Y axes. Or at least put a capital Y year. Yeah, I can just capitalize them and they look fine. I don't need to put color axis. I don't need anything on color legend. Yeah, so I've got both of these. Okay, and I see how they differ over time. Thinking about it now, it's never mind. This is good. Okay, so what if I want to make this interactive? What if I want to be able to mouse over and see things on the data? There's something really powerful for this, which is the here we go. Which is ggplotly. So ggplotly, basically, I get for free the plotly package, which by for free I mean I don't mean for no money. I mean for very little effort. I can actually just do I can just get library plotly and say, here I've got my over time plot. I'm going to name it G. It's the plot, and I'll say plotly output G, and suddenly the graph is interactive. Here we go. If we, oh, nope, you know why? Because I need to say render plot.ly, and I need to say up here plot.ly output for the overtime plot. The one I was supposed to use here was ggplotly. Here we go. Why? Well, here I just, now I can mouse over it, see particular data points. I think it adds a little bit. There's something I like about it. Oh, well, one thing I like about this is that I can actually add or remove them on the sidebar. Not as necessary since we already have this add remove, but it's nice that it comes with the package. All right. Any other thoughts for this?
Yeah, we have a few people.
Yeah.
We can use catplot to put the images of the dogs on the axis instead of the text.
Oh man. Sorry, cowplot?
That's what they said, catplot.
So images of the dog on the axis. Oh man. Oh, so for the breed trait explorer. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's an idea. Any other ideas? So sorry. So the idea is. So one idea, I've already checked off the time series of rankings. We'll do images of the dog on the axis. All right?
And this is a shameless plug to use this person's new package headliner.
Oh.
Headline x equals latest value, y equals earliest value.
So there's a package called headliner.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so the package called headliner, rated R, and a function is just headline. And the two arguments that he has put in here are x equals latest value, y equals earliest value.
Headline. So if I do library headliner, so this is somebody who's making a plug for their package where we say oh, okay. So this will say did this. Oh, okay. I see. So it can say something like it'll turn this plot or this data into 2 data points into talking points. I like this. Okay. So what do I like about this? I like that it that what I would do with this is take this breed rank all. I would breed rank. Sorry, I'd take the cleaned version. Group by breed. I'd summarize for earliest is first of rank, and latest is last of rank. And now it sounds like what headline can do is say, let's see, so I'll say headline equals headline of earliest latest. No, it wants it doesn't love this. Let's see, given 2 values, see headline. So it can do one of these. That seemed to work. Why is this? Yeah, so I would have expected this step to work where it says, but it says index 1 must be a character numeric vector, not a list. I would have thought that earliest and latest being numeric would have worked for, oh, it does, but somehow, does it maybe not work with large data? Or does it not work if one of them was NA? Something was NA. All right, somebody's got a bug to fix in their package where it can't handle, because a difficult error message when there's missing data. So why would we use this? Because we can now say, let's filter for one breed is poodles, and it'll say increase of 2, like 8 versus 6. It'll say the versus like no change, etc. I think this is I think this is cool because I can say I could just I could take I could have one called called overall changes, and I'll call it headlines. Okay, so this is the headline package. All right, so I'm going to say headlines, and now I can pick in my app, I'm going to actually add a table of headlines. So under this remember how I had that table earlier of trait descriptions? Well, I'm not going to use that again. What I'm going to do is say output headline table is going to be render table headlines filter breed in input breed. And I didn't put the result anywhere. I'll throw into after after here in the overtime, I'll say table output. And I don't want the earliest and latest. What I saw over there was I had earliest and latest columns. So we say, okay, the headline, bulldogs, there was no difference. Beagles, decrease of, poodles, increase of 1, 9 versus 8. So we have just one other way that we could try turning these into headlines. I think that's neat. I would probably want to customize, I'm not going to go about it right now, but I would want to customize for something like the decrease of 3 actually means improved by. So see that's the trick, is I'd actually want to change the trend phrases. You know, I bet I can customize this and just say trend terms more, less, no difference. Here we go. I'm going to customize this one where I'll say trend phrases are more is declined, less equals improvement, improvement, and same equals no difference. It's neat. It's doing these little automated change. There was no I probably want no difference. Improvement of 3, decline of 2, decline of 1. So this makes it a little clear what the description is. All right, I think it's not all that necessary on top of this, but hey, I learned to use a new trick today. So thank you. Now Jared, did I miss one of the suggestions?
It was the images.
Yes, I really want to do that. Yeah.
Then you did the interactive thing, I think, right?
I did. Oh no, I didn't do mouse over the. I didn't do mouse over the facet labels, but I do want it. Let me see where. What do you? What was just in terms of ranking dogs based on user selected traits. I really do want to do a best dog, and I think it'll be pretty quick. So let's throw it in. I'm going to throw in a third tab. We have 2 tabs so far. Over time, breed trait explorer, and I'm messing with the order, and best breeds. So just like that, I'm adding one more, and we're doing output best breed plot render. Just a plot, not a plotly, I think. It's going to actually be very similar to the other one we did in that it's going to filter based on trait to this other one we did on all the dogs by trait, except that this time it's going to say filter for these traits top n and the highest. Let's start by we pick it ourselves where we say top 10 by value. And then we're still facet wrapped by trait, and most of this is still the same. The trouble is now that I'm seeing it, this is best by barking level, for example, and there just might be too many 5s in data like this. Yeah, like I kind of feel like best trait there's almost always going to be a couple 5s. Let's actually find that out. Where if I say something like filter for value is 5, count breed. I actually meant to count trait. Yeah, there's only a few that wouldn't be filled up with 5s. All right, I liked the idea, but it looks like it won't. Saying I want to pick the traits won't quite work out. That's probably where I should have started. Any other suggestions from inside the room before I move on to one of the internet suggestions?
I got another internet suggestion for you. So inside the room, you got to pick up Slack, folks.
Anybody inside? First, anyone inside the room? Idea for just to remind ourselves. Here's what the visualization looks like right now. All right, what do we got from the internet?
All right, a tab with facets of bee swarms across a set of traits showing all dogs, and make it look plotly to allow highlighting of one dog or box of dogs, and one facet of highlight in others.
I gotcha. And okay, so I guess on the X and the Y will be two traits. Yeah. All right. The X and Y will be two traits, and one thing that means is and then every breed will be on it. That means I'm not going to be picking. I'm definitely not going to be picking breeds, but I will leave in the breeds trait selector for now. I'm not going to create a whole new sidebar, but I might need additional axes. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to. All right. I like this idea. We got 15 minutes left. What I'm going to do is trait versus trait. Trait scatter plot. Yep, yeah, so B-swarm will be because so many are at these exact values, output scatter, that that we'll need some jitter in here. Here we go. What did I call it? I called it a trait scatter plot. Render plotly. So let's create this plot first. What we're going to do is we're going to breed traits and filter for. We're going to need to pick. We're going to pick just two, and this time, and then we'll. So we'll say trait in let's say barking level and what was it? Oh, it was what was it faceted by? According to that, in the suggestion. Yeah, sure. So I'm going to be, in the meantime, setting up what I think it might be, but we'll see. Let's see. So tab with facets of bee swarms across a set of traits showing all dogs. Oh, highlighting of one dog and one facet. And oh, I get what it was going for here. I'm not. Oh, yeah. All right, bee swarms across. I think I didn't know what a bee swarm is, but that's okay. I'm gonna make what I was thinking of, which is all right. I think what I think of, which is a scatter plot of trait versus trait. So barking, let's say barking level versus drooling level, and do geom. Now we might notice if we do geom point, this is super boring because they're all just like one to one. But if I do geom jitter, I can compare look at two traits at once because geom jitter adds a little bit of noise. That was too much noise. I'm going to say height is 0.5, width is 0.5. That was way too much. 0.1, 0.1 here, and that was too little. And now we can say, okay, now you see I've got like, I can pick ones in a particular area. And by making it plotly, I can also add a, let's see, I can do, label is kind of a fake level where it's going to allow me to mouse over it. So I could say, there we go, plotly output, traits, plotly output of, GG plotly of G, and I need to add a, let me see, I had a tab for trait versus trait, but you might have noticed that I haven't made these interactive yet. But yeah, the key is I can say, okay, I can look at all of these. I don't quite remember how to customize the tooltip, but that would be kind of the next step, is I just want the tooltip to be the breed, nothing else. But here I can say, okay, I want barking level 5, drooling, and I actually noticed that, yeah, the ones that have barking level 5 have very low drool. Oh man, that's a bummer. But there's one that is, let's see, I guess because like, doesn't, I guess there are a few that don't drool and don't bark. Plot hounds, those are the dog to get if you hate both barking and drooling. I didn't know you could be 0. I guess that might be. I bet it's, but I don't know. Maybe it's 0. Maybe it's some other kind of bug. What's that? Yeah. So the so I'm going to throw in a filter over here. I'm just going to say value greater than 0. I don't like that 0 in there. So here, yeah, we can look at our like Pekingese, things like that. I can compare two traits. But here what I really want is, I want to be able to select those two traits and use them like dynamically. I want to be able to compare the two particular traits that I'm interested in. I'm going to add two other selectors here. This one's not a multi-select, it's a single select. So I am going to do the same kind of select. I could refactor this out, but we've got 10 minutes left, and I really want to win that car. So I'm going to add a, let's see, single select. And then this one's going to be X, trait X, drooling level, trait y-axis barking level. I'm transposing it from the last time that I had the defaults from the last time. But the key is that I've got my trait x and y-axis, single selectors, and now I need to use the trait x and trait y. And I've got to go barking level, and yeah, instead of there's a simple trick for this. I can use this with tidyeval, but one of the simplest tricks I can do is called AES string. It's mostly not recommended these days because there are other approaches, but honestly, it just makes things so easy that I just say trait the y and put the breed in, and now it's just going to treat those. If all goes well, I can just pick these two traits. Nope, all did not go well. And why didn't this go well? Because, let me see, I picked these. Oh, I know what happened. Yep, none of this thing that I was doing isn't going to work. The select as input with these choices because trait x, it's looking for a trait x column. That wasn't great. That wasn't so smart of me. That's all right. What I'm going to do is instead do, here we go. I'm going to say trait x. And type, object type close. Oh, data needs to be breed traits. And who has got an object of closure is not subsettable before? I feel like I get that every day. Breed traits, here we go. So I have a trait x, select as, oh, yeah. One moment. There we go. Nope, I do not. The trouble is that it doesn't escape the names when I put it in as AES string, and that's not good. So what I'm going to do is AES there's a trick to this, which I just need to remember in a hurry, which is something like if trait x is drooling level. There we go. All right. And I think this is the approach in tidyeval, but we're going to find out because it's been a while since I used this. There we go. So we can say drool. What I did was bang bang exclamation point sim, and the key is up. It didn't up. Nope. Oh, I see what happened. I have a filter here, which is not. It's actually not necessary at all now that I think of it. And here we go. Now you can pick the two most important things that you care about in a dog and compare them and see, okay, here's our Anatolian Shepherd dog. Not at all affectionate, not at all trainable. If that's what you're looking for, that's the one. But here are your affectionate, trainable dogs up here. So picking comparing two traits. All right, I didn't get to let me see, I have 6 minutes left. What I actually want to do is make this panel, I actually don't want this to appear these trade x and y axis unless I'm on this tab. It's pretty ugly if it does. It should only appear. In fact, the other one shouldn't even appear on this tab. So what we're going to do is remind ourselves conditional panel on tab set. I have 6 minutes to solve a thing that I do not remember how to do. So we're going to oh boy, no answers on this one. Tab set panel conditional panel. This is the one I was just looking at. Really thought conditional panel was, oh yeah, here it is. Okay, input dot. Now where does, I remember there's a string select tabs. All right. Nope. This is not a tab set panel. See, this is what I'm looking for is change the side. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Change the sidebar elements. Input a tab selected. Okay. Okay, this is what I was looking for is I need this, what I need to do is say tab set panel ID equals tab selected, sure. And then we put the conditional, we put the other part, the parts that we want conditional to be in a conditional panel if input tab selected equals 3. 3 being this one. The bummer is it's just not showing up right here. So this condition isn't working. Is this error related? Nope, that's from an earlier iteration. Input.tab. See, I really thought this was going to work. Is this in the tab set panel? Let's see. Oh, I see. We got these value equals here. I don't know why it would need value. I wouldn't use something like title, but we're going to find out together if this works. Fingers crossed. Aha! There we go. What we did is we now have a conditional panel that only appears on this one. And what I actually really like about this is we actually don't need the trait selector for this one. So I'm actually going to put everything into conditional panels when appropriate. What I'm going to do is conditional panel and say condition is 2. Look at, oh, nope, is not equal to 2 is what I wanted. Actually, only when it's equal to 1. God, I'm good. All right, and that, we have 3 minutes left. Let's, so this was the, this is our interactive graph. I don't think I can add additional features. I can't add the images. That's too bad. But one thing I can find out is, am I able to publish this? Wouldn't that be something if we can actually put this online in the last 3 minutes that we have? I haven't tested it. It would have been smart to test it before I came here and see if we've got the ability to actually put this online. But the go. It used to be. I used to really have this set up where you could you gotta connect. I have one of these accounts, don't I? Well, that's a bummer. I might just, yeah, I'm gonna run out. I'm not gonna be able to put it online right now. But all right, anything we think we can do in 2 minutes? 2 minutes left. The bug. I thought that bug would take longer to fix than it did. What's that? Breed should, no, it's oh yeah, breed should go in. Oh no, yes. All right, you gave us something to do. Yes, everyone knows you only need 58 minutes to make an application. I don't know what I was thinking, asking for a whole hour. But but yes, this is. Here we go, and it's only on the first one or the second one, right? Yeah, not equal to 3. That's pretty good. All right, then we got a minute and a half to spare. Any questions?
Why don't we do, well, I would first figure out what to do. Why don't we do the giveaway of the tickets, and then we'll do questions.
I already have a few virtual questions that came in.
Cool. So, but you did the giveaway.
You're gonna stay
Oh, so yeah, Jared just said he's going to do the giveaway
Mike,
first.
I'll tell you who to announce.
What?
You announce the names. I'll give you the names. All right. Okay. Is Nicole, if you're here, I saw the name we picked for the in-person name. I don't know if we have the virtual name. All right, Nicole stepped out. All right. Our winner for the in-person, folks, we're going to do one giveaway for in-person, one giveaway for virtual. So, well, and the winner, a winner from the room or winner from virtual, and they can use it for whatever type of ticket they like, a virtual ticket or an in-person ticket. So from inside the room, the winner of the free ticket is Emily Levitt. Emily, congratulations. So you're going to talk to Nicole. She will give you information for your free ticket to the conference. Nicole, that's our in-person ticket. I didn't see who we are giving it to for the virtual ticket. All right, hold on, folks. Luca Valnegri. Congratulations, Luca Valnegri. Let's give a round of applause. So Luca, you are going to message Nicole on Slack. You can find her on the nyhackr Slack and give her your information, and then she'll give you the information you need to get a free either in-person or a virtual ticket. This is your phone? All right. Then, folks, just a reminder, for those of you that didn't win a ticket, since you're here tonight, virtually or in person, you can use code nyhackr30 for a 30% discount on the tickets. So go ahead and get your tickets now. We are going to be closing ticket sales soon. We're actually trying to keep capacity to be a little, we're keeping capacity for social distancing, basically. So we are close to being at our ideal capacity. So we are going to cut the tickets off soon. So, buy it sooner than later so we don't have to be like, oh, sorry, it's too late. Because we are trying to keep it safe for people who don't feel comfortable being packed on top of each other. Those of you who are used to our conference from years past, you know that we overstuffed the room full of people. It was more people than should be in there. We're doing the complete opposite this year. We're going to have far fewer than the room holds just to make sure everyone feels comfortable. So with that, we have our two giveaways. Congratulations to the two winners, Emily and Luca. It was Emily, right? Emily and Luca, congratulations. We're going to have some audience questions. So first, I will ask a virtual question just to get the room going. Then we'll see if there's any questions inside the room. We'll go back and forth between in the room and personal. For that, though, you need to come get the mic back on because they're asking you the questions.
Yep, and I'll repeat them.
And we will have two mics next time, folks.
That's important.
All right.
Hey, yes.
All right, so let me get out of the camera. The first question is, what is your favorite shiny theme?
I totally forgot to. So the question is, what is my favorite shiny theme? I forgot to pick a theme today, but the trick of shiny themes is I can do shiny themes, and here's something really fun. I can go anywhere in the app and throw in a, I think it's called a theme. What is it? Select Theme Explorer. Shiny. I can't remember what it's called. It's called Shiny Themes Theme Selector. And watch this. We can do, I actually now get a box so I can try out different themes like Cerulean or, Space Lab and, different fonts and such. I told myself I was going to try out a non-default theme because the default theme is only okay. My favorite is Cosmo. Or wait, was it? Yes, I think my favorite is Cosmo. Like the font length, everything. Oh, no, wait, hold on. It was, no, I'm trying to remember what there was one particular one. Had a blue, kind of a darker bar at the top. Well, I don't remember.
Was it Cosmo's last name?
Well, I don't remember what the one I liked was, but oh, I remember why it's different. It has a different color for the nav bar than the tab bar. But yeah, but once I picked which I like, but I do, yeah. I like Cosmo, and the way to pick it would be, I think, I'm trying to remember exactly where it goes. I think it goes fluid. I think it goes theme is shiny themes, shiny theme think it goes there. And then I can get rid of the selector. Yeah, so now it's just set. Questions in the room?
Question? All right, maybe another virtual question. We'll get the audience, in-person audience going. How would you make this mobile friendly and make it work between portrait and landscape?
Mostly I would. So the question is, how do you make this mobile friendly and work between portrait and landscape? The answer is mostly I wouldn't. I actually don't know that much about reactive applications in Shiny. I would love to publish this and then find out how it does on a phone and if there are ways to improve it. That's a good question. I don't know about that.
Cool. Anyone in the room have a question? Well, keep asking every time. There we go.
So at my workplace, the biggest barriers to adopting Shiny dashboards in any sort of production-facing capacity is authentication and state persistence. What are your go-to solutions for that?
Yeah, so the question is, the biggest challenges at the person who asked the question of the workplace are authentication and state persistence in terms of using these in a production capacity. So one question is, when you say capacity, production, do you mean within the company or external to the company?
Within the company.
Within the company, okay. So I'm going to start with persistence because that I know a lot more about. Without a question, the way to approach persistence in Shiny applications is the pins package. So I didn't use it today, but the pins package is a way to cache take an R object, stick it somewhere, and pin it somewhere, and fetch it back later. And the great thing about it is it's flexible in terms of where it's pinned. So you can do, here we go. So the pins package, there we go. I can say pin read or pin write the same way that I would like read or write an object. But the most important thing is that it can come from a wide variety of different types of boards. So the pin read would pin to a particular board, but it could be a folder on my computer. But it could also be a board in Microsoft Azure. It could be AWS S3. It could be Google Cloud. It could be on GitHub. And the point is that it wraps all the stuff involved in sticking something there, versioning it, and then getting it back. So I previously worked at a Shiny application that was based on metrics that updated every day, and it was much faster to have it. It loaded the pin at the exact moment the graph was being viewed rather than load all of them at once. That meant it could have hundreds of metrics. It can also persist data, like you persist data from the application back into a pin. The key is that it's a little clumsy because you're always working with R objects instead of, say, like a database relational model. So I'd say there are some circumstances where pins works great. We really want to be like, there's situations where maybe you want more persistent, like creating new objects, deleting those objects, modifying those objects, where pins might not be perfect. But it's definitely worth checking out. Authentication, the only area I know is like Shiny Server Pro, which maybe you're already using.
We're not.
And Jared also called out Connect. So there's enterprise versions that are my understanding is they're definitely worth the money if you have a large number of people using them internally. I don't have the need for them internally right now. I never needed a Shiny application where the consumer wasn't somebody actually running it. But yeah, I'm sure the RStudio sales folks would love to talk to you. Any other questions?
Anyone else? We only have a little bit of time left. Maybe do one more virtual, one more in person. Maybe.
So we have time for one more virtual, one more in person.
Do you use promises?
Promises. That's like the future, like the.
Sort of. It's like the percent angle percent.
Oh no, I don't. I haven't used promises. When I'm working with reactive data in Shiny, something I didn't show here, but we use the same data in the same pattern in a couple places, like trait description and filter. I could have done here like filtered traits, and up here said filtered. I could have used what I do use is the reactive wrapper in Shiny, which is a little similar in that this is now not exactly an object. It's something that it will update once, and then everything that uses it downstream can use this. But no, I haven't used promises much. Anything else in person? Then I think we're great.
Then another virtual.
Oh, sure.
At what point do you start introducing modules into your Shiny?
Yes, the question is, at what point do you start introducing modules into your Shiny apps? So a module is a really useful way to take a common UI pattern that on both the server side and the UI side, and abstract it out. There's two values to it. One is that as your application gets larger, you're gonna want to split out these tabs into separate files, and in the process, you're gonna run into situations where you have the same input or output name in different places, and then it starts to get then you'll get confusing errors. So Shiny, like, when the application got really large, this was in total 134 lines of code. I think it's very manageable, but if you're running an entire application, it can get a lot larger. So the first would be like just to organize your code into sections. Modules are effective for that. Much more important, I think, though, is abstracting away general patterns and tools that can be used across many different things built on top of Shiny that other people can build applications in. And I actually think that we've really underinvested in, I think there's a lot of exciting things happening in interactive visualization like Plotly and such, but I think we've underinvested in Shiny modules as packages. I think there's in terms of ways of organizing entire pages around particular data sets and such that I don't have a concise answer to when the right moment is, but I'd say it's a little bit similar to how I started setting up this multi-select component, is realizing there's a repeated pattern in your code and wanting to abstract it out. So, yeah. Then I'm really, really glad to be here today. Yeah.
Everyone, let's give us a big round of applause.
All right, folks, that's a wrap for our first in-person and virtual meetup in over 2 years. So I want to say thank you to all the people who came here and like braved both the weather and the hopefully toward the end of the pandemic, braving the pandemic to be here. Everyone yet to be vaccinated to enter the building. Masks are encouraged, so folks, feel free to come out. Remember, jobs, go to the job postings channel of nyhackr Slack. Eat your favorite pizza as soon as you can. And remember, the conference is next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It has workshops and 2 days full of talks. We have a panel session of John Cron. I always say his name wrong every time. Interviewing Hillary Mason. We have a happy hour at the conference. We have a whole bunch of fun events going on. It's going to be a really great time, so get your tickets. Next month's meetup will be announced in the next 2 weeks. Give us some time. We'll announce it pretty soon. I'm not going to hint who it's going to be because I just want to make sure it's all final before we announce it. And then if anyone wants to be a speaker, message me, message Nicole, message Joe. Get in touch with us somehow. Let us know you want to be a speaker. Sometimes we schedule 3 weeks in advance. Sometimes we schedule 9 months in advance. So it depends when you get us. So if you want to give a talk, let me know. And as always, all these talks are going to be available on our YouTube channel for the video, and the slides will be up at nyhackr.org. In fact, if you go to nyhackr.org, you can find 13 years worth of slides and probably about 8 years worth of videos. So it's a really, really great resource. And if you want the videos from the conference, that's rstats.ai, and click the videos button up there. Lots of great options to find all this great content. So many times I'll be like, hey, how do I do something? I just go check out one of these videos. It's really, really great. So again, thank you for everyone who joined us virtually. Thank you for everyone who joined us in person. And I will see you all next week or next month. Bye, everybody.